Greetings, brothers and sisters. Hope you're doing fine out there, all around the world. You're in tune to another Chrissy B Motep show, broadcast. I've not broadcasted so far this year. The videos I posted up a few days ago was done from last year. I had so many things to do, and plus the equipment was down as well. But thankfully, we're getting there somehow. Also, if you see me doing this in the video, forgive me because I've just cut myself shaving. I was bleeding a lot about 20 minutes ago. The blood is kind of like slowing down. The bleeding is slowing down, but it's still there. I hope you can't see it on there because it looks, you know, who wants anybody to see their blood or see them bleeding? Anyway, brothers and sisters, don't forget to, of course, you know, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel, like the videos, share them around if you can, and leave your comments. The last video I posted up of Selassie, the title was Haile Selassie is the Rasta God, brought about a lot of controversy because a lot of you have actually commented on that video, and I want to get something clear. This is more or less a clear up video or clarification video. What I want to do, I'm not saying, listen to my words carefully, I'm not saying that Haile Selassie is God who created all of us. What I'm saying is that Haile Selassie is the Rasta God. The Rastafarians look at him as their God, as their deity, and even some Rastas, even some of the more prominent Rastas, have said that he's not the God Almighty. He's not the one who created the heavens and the earth and all the things living and dwelleth upon the face of the earth, like humans, animals, the plantations, and so on, the fishes in the sea. They're not saying that he created these things and that he's the God of the whole universe and the whole planet. What they're saying is that they look up to him as like a godly figure. Yes, he's a man. I know some of you in the comments said that Selassie is a man, and I totally concur with that. I've always said that I don't look at him as no God. I mean, I've got locks. You could call me a semi-Rasta because I shave, and I do follow a lot of the Rasta concepts, you know, since I was 20, well, I can't even give an age, since I was very young. But I think I started to become more conscious when I was 18. And then I grew my first locks when I was 22, and then I shaved them off again, and then I started again. It's been a stop-start, you know, it's been a stop-start journey in the Rastafarian faith. But I always put the Rastas above all because they've taught me so many things through the music, of course, the roots music, and through just general reasonings I've had with some of the Rasta elders and some of the Rastas in general. I've had a radio show. Many of you probably know my radio shows from SLR in London here. I've been on there for nearly 10 years, and I've done many shows on the Rasta, how the Rasta culture seeped into reggae music, how reggae music adopted Rasta culture, and I've interviewed one or two Rastafarian Bobber Dreads in my show as well. So a lot of people know sort of my background from the Rasta faith and from the Rasta indoctrinations. And when I go out in public, people hail me, they excite me, fellow Rastas cite me. People in general wanted to know more about the Rasta faith, and I've stopped and I've given 10-15 minutes of my time to educate them. And I don't mind doing this because I think I know a fair amount. Of course, we're still learning. It's an ongoing process, learning. But what we know so far is a blessing from the Almighty that we can even teach these things and talk about these things. But what I'm saying in my previous video, don't take it was what I said, that he's the God Almighty. He's the God, he's the Rasta God. The Rastas look at him as God Almighty, as their God. Not the Almighty who created all the things on the earth, but the actual figure, because he's a man. Selassie's a man. You know, Selassie, you know, some Rastas don't want to confirm it, but he passed away in 1975. He was murdered and assassinated in 1975, you know, and so I think he was 83 when they assassinated him. And of course, Empress Menen, his wife, who both of them were on the throne for many years, she died before him as well. So it's not like we talk about a God, right? Because, you know, God can't die. God is immortal. He cannot die. Selassie, even though he's a great figurehead, and even though he's like a demigod, he's not the God because he passed away. He's died. He's got children here as well. And so, but some of the symbolic things around Selassie were like when he went to Jamaica in 1966, and Rita Marley said she was there and he had something in his hand. And apparently, I think one of his sons gave Bob Marley a ring and so on. And there's some symbolic little things that denote that he's special. Yes, Ethiopia, as one of you also mentioned in the comments, was never conquered. One of two African nations to never be conquered. The other one is Liberia. Selassie had to take exile in Jerusalem, as well as Empress Menen as well. You know, he came over here in the UK to get help from the UK government and the UK establishment, rubbing shoulders with the Queen and with Winston Churchill, the then Prime Minister, you know, to, you know, help Ethiopia with the allies to you know, defeat Mussolini and his army, because they wanted to invade Ethiopia to colonize it, and Selassie stood firm. So he's done a lot of symbolic things which denote that he's a special human being, and he is, but he's not God. I've never said he's God. All I said was that he's the Rasta God. Listen to what I'm saying. He's the Rasta God. Rastas look at him as the Almighty because of what he's done. And even though some Rastas, it can be a bit of a contradiction to say that he's God, but he's not God. You know, he's not God. He never created us, me or you. But yes, he's symbolic because of the things he accomplished and his teachings. Bob Marley talks about his teachings in an interview. I wish I could get the interview to play it here. I'll try and get it sometime down the line. As the channel is growing, because our channel is growing a lot, it's growing. We have many subscribers. We want you to keep subscribing and look at some of the older videos we've done. Go onto our YouTube, you know, page and look at the videos we've done like a couple of years ago. We've done a lot of videos about this. Just look at them, even the ones we did about Kemet. Don't just look at the one about Selassie. Look at our whole, because we've done about 100 and I think it's 125 videos we've done. So try and look at as many as you can, like them, subscribe to them, share them if you can, and listen to where I'm coming from, because I don't just come on YouTube to talk rubbish. I research my things, and before I come on here to teach you, or to uplift you, and to educate you all, and to share things with you all, and to for the ones who don't know about these things, it's very important, because I get messages all the time. I get emails, phone calls all the time about, oh, what you done was excellent, Chrissy B. I want to know more about this. So that's why we do what we do, you know. So as I said one more time, don't take what I said about Selassie being God literally. As I said, he's not our God. He's the Rasta God. Rastas look at him as a deity because of his teachings, like Bob Marley says. But the teachings of Selassie is really good for this time. As Mutabuka also confirms that many of the things Selassie spoke about in the time when he was around, you know, is really relevant for this time. Even Ken Booth has said it, like the war, like Bob Marley turned it into a song. You know, the color of a man's eye and the color of the man's skin. You know, if this is what's gonna make people, you know, hate each other, that's they're wasting their time. You see, you can't take a man by the color of his skin and the color of his eyes. If you do, it's going to be war. That's literally what Bob Marley said in that song of the same title, War, on the Rastaman Vibration album. I play that song many times when I was in SLR, and I've had to break the song down because a lot of people don't understand it. And that's what I'm saying. So as I said, please watch this video. Watch the video I did last about Selassie again, and don't. Yes, he's a man. You know, of course he's a man. He's a living. He was a living man. He's passed away now. Many years over. Maybe I think it's over 45 years. He's passed away. I'm not saying he's God. Yeah, but Bob Marley said that he's the symbolic. He's a symbol of all the Rastas. And then because he's from Ethiopia, and Ethiopia was mentioned a lot in the Bible, they look up to him. And also Marcus Garvey prophesies about him, so they look up to him as the one to look out for. But they're not saying that he's God Almighty. They're just saying that because of the symbolism of Selassie, and because he was on the throne for so many years, because he resisted colonization of Ethiopia and so on, and other things as well. That's why they look up to him, and he fulfilled many prophecies. But it doesn't mean he's God, which he's not. He's not God, but he's a symbolization of what, you know, a lot of the Rastas and have looked in the Bible and saw. Even for example, the Bobos believe in Melchizedek. Some of the Bobos believe that Melchizedek, who's in the Bible, as God, and some of them even saying that Melchizedek is the Haile Selassie is a manifestation of Melchizedek. You know, so it's symbol, but they're not saying literally that he's the all God of the Almighty and all living thing, because he's not. He just isn't. Even he said that he's not God. I think one of you said in the comments as well that even he said, and that's so, I totally agree with you. He said he's not God, but we're just saying in symbolic terms that the Rastas believe, say that he's the head, he's the deity, he's their God. He's not the God of the whole planet and the whole universe, but he's their God from a personal perspective because of what he's teaching them and how he moves and how he acted and how he cooperated himself. Anyway, brothers and sisters, this has to be a short one because I've got some soup now I'm about to eat now. So bless you all. As I said, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for your subscription so far. We jumped from about 180 to about 265 in a matter of 2 days. So thank you so much for that. Bless and love. Keep subscribing and keep sharing the content and listen to what I say, please. Don't take things, out of proportion. I'm going to come back and do some more reasonings with you about Selassie and about the Rasta movement. And when the channel grows even more, what I'll do, I'll get some bobbers and some Rasta elders and some of my Rasta brothers to come on the stream. We have a live link. We have a live, we have a live reasoning, so that the ones and ones out there like yourselves can listen to what we're talking about. Okay, bless up, brothers and sisters. I love you all very, very much, and keep safe out there. Blessed love, one love, peace, Irie.